A Baby Education Guide. Chapter 1. Educating a child before birth and immediately after. Nutrition before birth and immediately after. There are about 100 billion nerve cells or neurons in your brain's cortex. They were all there when you were born. The theory right now is that you do not grow new brain cells. You have X amount at birth and that's it. Every neuron is capable of sprouting up to 20,000 dendrites if they are nourished properly and stimulated. In addition to neurons, we each have up to 900 billion glial cells which develop myelin, the sheathing that wraps around neuron axons. Axons are the nerve pathways that send messages from neuron to neuron. We grow new brain cells in the cerebellum, the lobe in the back of the brain that is responsible for motion, moving our bodies and muscle control. The neurons, glial cells, and new brain cells in the cerebellum all depend on what we feed our bodies with. If the pregnant mother is undernourished and further damages her body by taking drugs, smoking, drinking alcohol, etc., the baby will not be born with the normal expected 100 billion neurons. If the baby does not eat well or get stimulation during the first 2 years, the brain will not develop normally. While you're pregnant, eat well and be healthy. Too much alcohol and drugs can lead to fetal alcohol syndrome. Avoid smoking. Avoid radiation. Stand away from a microwave oven. Watch your use of cell phones. I don't trust invisible waves. I don't trust Wi-Fi. I can't avoid getting my neighbor's Wi-Fi, but I would never get it. A friend of mine who lives in an apartment building said he gets 16 hits for Wi-Fi on his computer. Stress can negatively affect a developing embryo. Brian and Roberta Morgan in Brain Food say, the human brain begins growing in the womb and the majority of this development does not slow down until the age of 6. Growth in the brain of the fetus, infant and young child is time-dependent. This means that the brain grows in specific stages at specific times. If it does not have all the nutrients essential for its growth at those times, damage or malformation can result which cannot be corrected at a later date. A developing infant who is fed poorly during its period of brain growth may be left with learning disabilities which will remain for the rest of its life, no matter what is done at a later date to correct the nutritional deficiency. Eat natural foods. Green leafy vegetables. Fruit. Nuts. Vegetable oil. Take folic acid supplements. Zinc and iron are essential for brain growth. This is not a health book. Read mine or go to number 610, number 619 at the library. Before birth/prenatal education. There have been studies done putting speakers, a microphone, or headphones up to the mother's womb while pregnant and either talking or playing music. Some proponents believe that this helps the unborn baby to start learning. For example, one guy played Beethoven's Fifth Symphony to the fetus and he claimed that the baby remembered it after birth because he gestured like he recognized it when he heard it. Some parents do this for an hour or so a day, perhaps playing a tape of dialogue next to the womb presumably to help it learn language. asoundbeginning.com. babyplus.com, Baby Plus Prenatal Education System. DelareeMusicStudio.com, Prenatal Baby Education. Neonatalnetwork.com. pregnancyandbaby.com/pregnancy/baby-learning. Prenatalmusic.com. Baby swimming lessons. Both the YMCA and the Red Cross are concerned with teaching babies how to swim simply because of the high incidence of baby drownings. They teach babies as young as 3 months old. Check your phone book for your local YMCA and Red Cross. ymca.ca, Canada. ymca.net. ymca.org. babyswimming.com/safety.htm, pool water safety. American Red Cross. 431 18th St. Northwest. Washington, D.C. 20006. 202-737-8300. 800-842-2200. redcross.org. 2,800 chapters nationwide who offer safety and medical training. Chapter 2. The Baby Kid Guide. Brain stimulation during babyhood and youth. The evidence is everywhere about things like poverty, single parenthood, divorce, and children in foster homes growing up mentally inferior to others because of both stress and a plain, unstimulating environment. I saw a documentary film called Poor Kids on PBS, and the thing that struck me was, why wasn't the single parent smart enough to take the kid to the library? They sat in a bare room. The little girl said she had nothing to do. Anybody has the right to join the library. That one thing alone can save a lot of poor kids from growing up in a barren environment. There is no excuse for a barren environment in North America. There is a public library within reach everywhere. A lot of poor people blame everybody but themselves for their own misfortune. I'm willing to bet that in the average poor person's house, they are more likely to have cable TV than a computer or a library card. You can read all the research you want by typing the following terms into a search engine: baby development, childhood development, critical period, baby, preschool child brain, cognitive development, baby. Take your kid to the library. Take him with you for walks. Take him wherever you go. It's not rocket science. Eat natural foods over processed foods. Get your kid tested for health, eyesight, and hearing early to correct any problems that might be there. Get the kid doing some physical activity every day. He can walk with you or go to the playground in the city park. There are lots of free playgrounds in the city where I live. Girls have a slight cognitive advantage over men because they have thicker corpus callosums. As far as straight learning goes, most is done in the first 5 years, but it's not academic. It's learning about life. All that baby Einstein stuff for sale out there is a waste of money. Who cares if the kid knows the alphabet by 3 years old? It does not mean he will be an advanced, quicker thinker than everybody else. By 6 years old, all kids know the alphabet. You give a kid just as much stimulation with a box of discarded wood pieces from a lumber yard that he or she uses to build stuff than you would get from some $200 preschool education program crap, if not more, because with the wood scraps, the kid is using his pure creativity unfettered by the world. The pots and pans in a kitchen are enough for a kid to play with to build things. Allow the child to make his own mistakes so that he learns by its own trial and error. Every day is a learning experience. Let kids do stuff. It doesn't matter what. Just do things rather than have him watch TV. They are their own best teachers. Encourage them to explore. Enriched environments equal dendrite growth. Impoverished environments equal decreased dendrite growth. Avoid formal packaged classroom-style education until 5 years old. Give the kid some flashcards or simple books, but don't tutor him formally. Let him do his own thing. Just buy the books and give them to him. Play and education are the same thing for a kid. Turn play into learning experiences. Make sure that most learning is fun. All you have to do is talk directly to your child every day from birth to 5 years old to stimulate him. Talk even when he doesn't understand you. Touch and massage the baby every day until 2 years old. Smile at your kid. Find other kids to spend time with your kid. This could be siblings, neighbors, or kids at the church, YMCA, the playground, etc. Kids who learn to do physical activities like kick a ball or swim are developing brain power. This crosses over to school brain power. Anybody can dance. We used to dance to a local show called Don Messer's Jubilee. They did folk dance on TV and we danced around our living room as kids. Dancing makes you smart, at least as a kid. It builds brain connections. I was a good swimmer, rower, and hiker by 5 because we had a summer cottage. Country kids have a lot more to explore on face than city kids. Give your kid money and show him to count. Give him chores. Develop language, curiosity, intelligence, and social ability in the child. If there is a family business or workplace, bring the kid there. Get him to do chores. Do multi-sensory stimulation to hit all the 5 senses: sight, hearing, taste, touch, smell. Have fun, rich experiences. Baby Kid Brain 1. Children do not learn things until their brains are ready for that particular level of knowledge. This is why all that baby Beethoven Einstein stuff on the market is basically crap. Even if a child learns some basic things before everybody is taught that stuff in school, he or she gets no qualitative advantage in life. The brain will not wire itself to a higher level of cognitive ability just because of some BS overstimulating early learning program. Geniuses are born, but they have to do the work to culture it. Most will gravitate to their genius naturally. They will go to the library or to certain academic websites they like on their own. After they learn the 3 Rs, gifted kids don't really need the teacher all that much anymore. Normal people with normal intelligence can maximize their brain power, but at a certain point, it's not cognitive anymore. It's spiritual and aesthetic. Great thinking is not the result of learning lots of academic stuff. It's the ability to have a mind free enough to make unusual, novel connections between things that seem unrelated to most people on face. Many great thinkers in history were great not because of superior brain power but because they worked every single day at their craft. medicalnewstoday.com/articles/206553.php Baby Kid Brain 2. We learned from the Harlow monkey studies among others that babies need love and stimulation in order to thrive. Isolation with no love or stimulation leads to messed up babies, but stimulation is not an exact science. As long as babies see and hear different things by being with you as you go through life, they'll be fine. All that crap they sell in a field called baby educational products is basically a fraud, because it doesn't matter if some 2-year-old kid wows everybody by spewing off the alphabet. By the time this wonder kid reaches 6, he'll be at the same academic level as every other normal kid. You can't speed up natural cognitive development. A kid who is born gifted will discover himself on his own once he has conscious awareness and a basic reading ability at 5 or 6 years old. All those products for sale that supposedly accelerate a kid's learning ability are a big, fat con job. There is no such thing as a baby genius Einstein. This might be a cute marketing term, but a savvy lawyer could easily file a class action lawsuit about all these products and present all the research about the uselessness of trying to educate babies with structured activities as his case arguments. I heard that Disney owns Baby Einstein. I'm sure they have a lot of high-priced lawyers ready to defend their products with testimonials from satisfied parents, but the problem is that all these parents had no control subject to compare to the baby who used the products. If you had a baby who went around with you and listened to the conversations you had, the radio you listened to and the TV you watched, he would have the exact same language development as some kid using these baby education programs. Furthermore, by 7 years old, any quicker learning these programs caused is all gone, because kids can only reach their limited potential at any developmental age. They can't go any higher no matter what until their minds are fully mature than the normals, separate from the gifted and the stupids by nature. Whatever you try to teach a baby by buying some so-called cognitive enhancement program, they will lose that edge by grade 2 at the latest, because everybody has cognitive limits. They all converge to average except for the few naturally gifted kids. In their case, none of those products on the market helps them. They do it all on their own by following their own interests. Baby Kid Brain 3. The truth is that the geniuses of the human race get to their genius on their own by exploring the world on their own terms. The other big truth is that babies and preschool kids don't learn by watching TV or watching Baby Einstein DVDs. They learn by doing things, interacting with the world around them and interacting with people. A certain level of a child's intelligence is fixed, partially due to genetics and the mother's lifestyle, which determines the nutrition, health, and stress the fetus gets in the womb. You can buy all the baby and preschool educational videos and things in the world, but they won't help your child get ahead in school, because whatever they might learn from them that gives them an advantage when they start school is gone by grade 1 or 2. By the time any normal kid in grade school is 18, he or she has reached their ability to learn potential. This potential has nothing to do with trying to hurry the kid up as a baby to learn the alphabet, basic math, etc. The kid reaches his or her potential on their own through their own love of learning, curiosity, and brain ability or lack of them. The kid shapes himself. All you can do is provide a stimulating environment and hope he gets into it rather than just watching TV or playing video games all the time. Don't listen to the hype of the massive baby and young child education junk industry. Present opportunities to your children. Let them choose what they want. Take them out into the real world rather than park them in front of a TV or computer watching some alleged educational video. Learning should be fun, creative and sociable, not done at the end of a whip on a schedule. Take them to the library. Let them pick their own books. Let them be creative by playing. When I watched a reality show on TV, they had a couple on in NYC trying to get their kid into some hyped-up preschool daycare program. The 4-year-old kid had to write a test. The kid didn't make the standard. It was ridiculous, to have the hype that there is some preschool daycare program out there that is going to create advanced children way ahead of everyone else. Imitation is an early form of learning. Children imitate. They see what adults and other children do and try to imitate it. Humans are hardwired to learn by imitation. Chapter 3. Baby Education Websites. ed.gov/about/inits/ed/early learning/index.html, an early learning website. Videos and articles. Baby education websites. gogomama.com, baby education websites ratings. brillbaby.com, information on baby intelligence, prenatal education, and early learning. babyclassroom.com. eap.org. agonist.org/learning-center. ape2zebra.com/baby-development.asp. babybumblebee.com. babycatalog.com. babycollege.com, language development. babygenius.tiestoybox.com. babyhearing.org/language learning. babylearntowalk.net. babymindstore.com. babymindstore.com/woodeneducationaltoeast.html. babyplus-education.co.uk. babysmartstart.com/links.shtml. babyworld.co.uk. babyworld.co.uk/information/baby/swimming/swimming_lessons.asp. babyzonedirect.com.au. brainybaby.com. brillbaby.com, information on baby intelligence, prenatal education, and early learning. choa.org/default.aspx?ID =500, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, increase intelligence in children. dpslp.com/infant_games.htm. ebeanstalk.com. educationalwoodentoysantoyboxes.com. elc.co.uk, Early Learning Center Toys. englishbaby.com. easyarticles.com, Babies Education. fbmarketplace.org, First Book Marketplace. freethinkingbaby.com. gallopingminds.com. gallopingminds.net. gotobaby.com/educational-baby-toy. grandbsbabyballs.com. greatcomputer-hardware.us/baby-smartronics-computer-learning-system.html. gymboreeclasses.com, developmental play music classes. hookedonphonics.com. increasingintelligence.com. infantlearning.com. learningcurve.com/learningcurvebaby. mybabycantalk.com, sign language for babies, My Baby Can Talk, DVD series. mybinkybaby.com/baby-learning-toys.html. mypreciousbaby.com. neonatalnetwork.com. parenting.com. piggybankshop.com. sapphirebabies.com/baby-education.aspx. schoolization.com, Mom Baby Education. simplest-shop.com, electronic learning baby products. thebabycorner.com/category/31, free newsletter. thebabywebsite.com. thisnext.com/tag/babyeducation. toysrus.com. underthelamb.com, child educational toys. vsmilebaby.co.uk. wiki-images.com, early childhood education. yourbabycanread.com.